If you've ever had this feeling that something was terribly wrong with the world that we live in, but you couldn't figure out just what it was, then you've come to the right place. Secret societies, mystery religions, and the Illuminati have been controlling our reality since the beginning of time. But not anymore, because there is an awakening happening, and you are about to become a part of it. Wake up, because this is a call for an uprising.
This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show. With so many agendas in play right now, it is important to keep your foot, or I guess your eye on the ball, I guess is a better way to say it, because they are stripping rights left and right, attacking all of our freedoms with this outbreak by coming in and saying, we need to do this to protect you. We need to do this because it's in your best interest. This will stop the spread. And I talked the other day about Google and the technology tracking people. It's getting worse and worse, and they're putting a spin on it. Take a look.
He knows that because the state has been tracking just how many people are out and about. News 4's Nancy Amons is live now with the latest. Nancy?
Well, our cell phones are tattling on us, and so are our driving habits. This is video I took a little more than 2 weeks ago at downtown Interstate at rush hour. Hardly anyone was out compared to traffic on a normal Tuesday. The state has been watching traffic patterns. That's one way they know that people are getting out more.
Data beginning on March 30th indicates that travel is trending upwards. Today, I went a step further with my Safer at Home executive order and have said that Tennesseans must remain at home unless they're engaging in essential activity.
And who knew this? The state has been tracking our cell phones. Our own mobile devices are giving us away. We're on the move.
We've also looked at data from a company called Unicast, which anonymously tracks cell phone mobility to determine movement trends among people. Unicast indicates the movement of Tennesseans is trending back.
Now, I pulled up the website that Governor Lee was just talking about. It's a social distancing scoreboard.
No matter where you live, your county is getting scored by a company tracking GPS location on your cell phone. KCTV5's Emily Rittman shows us which counties are passing and which ones are failing.
The company Unicast was already tracking cell phone location data for their clients. Now they are using that information to see if people are practicing social distancing. Here in the metro, you can click on Kansas or Missouri to see how your county is doing. Let's first take a look at Johnson County. Today, Antioch Park was full of spaced apart visitors. The Home Depot in Merriam had a fairly full parking lot of customers.
I would say it's probably more than half are listening and staying home. My normal traffic is like a ghost town.
So far, Unicast gives Johnson County an A- for a decrease in average mobility and non-essential visits. In Wyandotte County today, several families enjoyed the outdoors at Wyandotte County Lake Park.
A lot of people at the lakes, but everybody's staying apart.
State Avenue near 78th Street had steady traffic. Several businesses, including Dollar General, had dozens of cars in their parking lot. Unicast gives Wyandotte County a B-, ranking lower because average mobility hasn't decreased much. In Leavenworth County, the traffic was slightly more dense. The Home Depot in Lansing also had a busy parking lot. Buffalo Bill Cody Park had just a few visitors. Leavenworth County scored a D with an F ranking for very little change in the number of non-essential visits.
And we're not doing well.
For example, Coffee County has an F ranking. KDHE Secretary Lee Norman says the entire state of Kansas could improve social distancing by staying home. Right now, the entire state was given a C-.
And we've slid to a C grade today. We have 45 counties that have Fs, which is the bottom of the barrel.
Do your best to stay home, stay safe, and save lives.
Now, a month, 2 months ago, when these stories would come out about tracking, we would hear Amazon, we'd hear all of them deflect, right? They'd come out and they'd say, oh, we apologize. Oh, we're not really following your information or anything like that. People would get mad. Now, in this case, look how they've inverted it like they do everything. They're coming out and people are going, this is actually really, really good because we can see who's good and who's bad, who's obeying Big Brother, right? Oh, these horrible teens that went spring breaking and ignored the rules that were put in place. Well, now we're seeing why it spread and the people who are not obeying the 6 feet. Well, what do you think is going to happen to these people when more laws and restrictions are put in place? They're emptying prison cells. They are emptying, we have empty schools. We have empty public buildings. Space everywhere. Supposedly overcrowding in hospitals, which yet, it remains to be seen from the footage that I've seen from people who are going around to hospitals, but that's another story for another day. And they're saying phone tracking is now going to start impacting us all. And this is just the start of how the government is going to track our every move. And look, in the scheme of things going on right now, I know a lot of people are thinking about martial law. A lot of people are thinking about the mandatory vax, which is coming. Every one of these things matters. Cashless society, right? All of these things are in play. Everything that all of us, that you guys probably listen to, or yourself, if you have your own channel, have talked about, are coming into play at once in one event, right? Guns, right? How much do we hear about that? Oh my gosh, they're saying that that's a business that needs to be left open. That it's, people need to be going and grabbing them. This is ridiculous. It's another easy way for them to do that, to restrict that. Free speech, also in play. Talking about, oh boy, people out there are talking about 5G, and now all of a sudden these things are going down, and these people online are responsible for questioning the safety of 5G. Forbes, all these people are even talking about saying your rights are now going to be taken from you to protect you. And that's what 1984 is about. That's what Big Brother is about. They convinced the public that Big Brother is protecting them from the boogeyman. And in this case, the boogeyman is the outbreak. And Big Brother is here so that you can have normalcy back. All the spoils and the riches that they've given everyone, right? Ooh, the things that you think are freedoms. Going to pick, certain brands at a grocery store as if you have freedoms, even though the same company owns both brands and they're filled with the same chemicals. The illusion of freedom. And enslavement, enslaved at a 9-to-5 desk job, illusion of a republic, voting for your own, elected officials, this me mindset. They've taken that, and everybody wants everything back. People are losing their minds. There's no sports. Wait till you see the other things they start to take away. Watch them do a test and take the internet down for 3 days, or shut cell phone service down. People will lose their mind. Lose their mind. And sure, they'll probably come out and blame people like this channel, anyone who's talking about the 5G technology, but they're saying it's becoming one more factor in the new normal we're living in today. After escalating backlashes in months before against phone tracking technologies, a backlash that promoted location privacy responses from Apple and Google, we're now all being tracked. You read that? We're now all being tracked to help stem the spread. And apparently we're okay with it, right? Apparently we're okay with it. They're tracking us and telling us to stem the spread. But everybody goes, what? Oh, I don't do anything, right? Until you get within 6 feet of somebody, soon to be 10 feet. They're watching your every move. I mean, it's amazing how they've pulled Big Brother right into this so fast. As far as people relinquishing rights, saying, you know what? What have we seen the last year? Get rid of freedom of speech because people who are conspiracy theorists are dangerous, or people who speak against the LGBT are hateful and hurt people's feelings, and it causes them to hurt themselves. Let's not let people speak. We have these events that occur. Let's take away all of people's rights to bear arms. That way the only people that have it are our trusted government and our military and our police force, our Masonic police force. Let's take away cash so it can be electronic, so that we can all take a chip in our body. I mean, this is the way it's going right now. They say in the UK, a country not especially acceptive to any type of government tracking, most of those questioned in recent surveys, and of course this is BS, seem happy with the measures in place and would go much further. As reported by The Telegraph on April 4th, more than 2/3 of the population would back the use of CCTV footage, mobile phone data, and credit card records in a mass contact tracing exercise to prevent a second wave of an outbreak. And you know that's what this is probably going to lead to, right? I think we all can pretty much agree that we think that this is the test run. They take the results, they look at the feedback, they look at the pushback, They figure out how to make this a perfect run and get everything in place. Could this be the live thing going on? Yeah, it could, obviously. Let's see. We'll find out. But how about that? Think about that. More than 2/3 of the population, even if they're making this statistic up, this is what they have planned for you. This is them showing you this is what's next. 2/3 of the population backing the use of CCTV footage. If you're not familiar with that, it just means that they're recording you all over the place with cameras on the street corners, and they're backing the fact that they could tell on you to Big Brother. Oh, look, Big Brother, call for an uprising was 4 feet apart from somebody at a stoplight. Get him in jail, fine him. And you know who's going to cheer for that? The people who are hypocritical, who go, I haven't got within 6 feet of people, I'm not responsible for the spread. Then they're at the grocery store the next day, but they're like, I'm obeying the rules, you need to obey Big Brother. Like imbeciles. And on top of the CCTV footage, mobile phone data and credit card records in what they're calling mass contact tracing, an exercise to prevent the second wave. A day earlier, a similar survey found that 86% of the population would give up their human rights to help prevent any more of an outbreak. This is from Forbes. It doesn't mean that what Forbes is reporting is true. This is how they socially engineer people. To go, oh, okay, they're right. If people in the UK are doing that, and look, now the UK suddenly, they're secured and everything's okay over there, but in America, it's still bad. Oh, America, we still see all these results from them tracing spring breakers. We need to do something. Let's follow what they did. And everyone go, yeah, Big Brother, Big Brother, Big Brother. They say despite this seeming mindset shift towards surveillance measures, never before seen in Europe, the current state of tracking in the West is built around 2 core pillars. Data should be anonymous and aggregated. Simply put, no data records should link back to an individual, and the data should be viewed in mass. These are patterns and trends, not finger pointing. The core data itself, though, has to be uniquely identifiable. That's simply how tracking works. When it comes to the plea, I am not a number as regards phone tracking, the answer is yes, actually you are. Google itself openly joined the tracking on April 3rd, announcing it would now provide tracking data for 131 countries to chart movement trends, which I covered the other day, as well as tracking where you are, right? Remember that scene I posted from Big Brother where they sneak off into the middle of 1984, I keep calling it Big Brother. They sneak off into the middle of the woods, the guy and the woman, to, make a whoopee. And he goes, I can't believe there's no cameras. This is what it's like without no cameras. Well, with your phone, if that guy had a cell phone on him, the police would be there in 5 seconds. That's what they're doing here. Look. Across different high-level categories of places, retail, recreation, groceries, pharmacies, parks, transit, workplaces, and residential. They want to track and see exactly where you are. And if you're not where you're supposed to be, which is indoors, within 6 feet of people, they will come and slap you on the wrist, and who knows what they'll do. This article just goes on to say about how the UK is starting to embrace it, and the West, America, is not embracing it. And what do you think that means? It means exactly what I've been talking about. They're going to show all these countries, oh, China's better, the UK's better. But Americans aren't listening. Americans are being bad. You're being naughty. Now we need martial law. We need more Big Brother. We need, you aren't going to have say because people are going to clamor for, right, problem, reaction, solution. They're going to clamor for the solution. And the government's going to go, look, we don't have time to mess around with privacy rights. We need to see if people are obeying what we're saying so we can stop this and get back to normalcy. They'll pass a bill. Quietly, you'll never hear about it on the news. Suddenly, they'll have the right to track and trace you and arrest you and do whatever they want, whenever they want. And after, even if this thing passes, they'll go, well, we're back to normal. They won't remember that they passed any bill. They're not going to rip up the bill because not enough people are going to rise up against it. This is what's coming, folks. Don't forget this and everything that's going on. I know it doesn't seem like the most important thing right now. The tracking and the tracing. I understand that most Americans already give that right and freedom up by putting these devices in their home. But it is important because this is not just 1984. This is beyond it. This is with more amped up technology. Listening to you in your pocket, on your phone. Watching the locations, marking the locations that you go to. Keeping files on you. Getting your credit card information to see if you've been to a store that you're not supposed to be to. Or go to. Or wherever. This, ladies and gentlemen, this is Big Brother coming into place bigger than it's ever been. Everybody said, well, Big Brother's been here the whole time. Well, of course they have. But look what's happened in the last 4 or 5 weeks since this has all come out. Look at all the agendas that I mentioned in this video. Share this with people. Get them to wake up. Okay? This is nothing to joke about when it comes to your privacy, to your rights, to your freedoms. They're being removed so that Big Brother, just like we've been predictively programmed, so Big Brother can monitor you, tell you what's best for you, and control you. Scary world. Thank you for listening to today's show. God bless all of you and your families.